So we have implemented, okay, some code, okay, to like perform these operations, like registering patient, delete patient, and find patient, all these things. Okay, let me run this script once again. Okay, there are a few concepts I need to cover. Okay, so here I will take few examples. So let me run this uh, code once. Okay, before running, so let me change the Chrome driver. So what is the version of this Chrome driver? Basically, we need to use 118. Okay, whether it is old one or the latest one, let me check. Okay, you just need to double click on it if you want to check the version. So it is 118 only. Chrome driver 118. It is showing on top. In the first line, it is showing 118. Okay, it works. Okay, run it. Open MRS test. Is it failed? It has to click confirm. I think we didn't change the script. Earlier we have modified. I think here, so what is the issue we are getting? No such element exception. Address 1. Okay, I think this UI is changing now. Yeah, it is giving the old UI. Okay, earlier we are getting some other UI. So there it was asking. There it was asking. Yeah, address and also phone number. Phone number and address also it was asking. Okay, so here it is showing some other UI. Okay, not a problem. Okay, you can like leave as it is. But today's concept is, so whenever we are performing some operations, okay, for suppose let's take find patient. Okay, here you can see lot of records. Okay, for that if you want to click on next or last or click on previous, so you have to scroll the browser. Okay, sometimes if you are getting any alerts, okay, that those alerts you need to click, then only you can perform the operation. For example, I want to click on logout. I want to click on logout. But if any alert is restricted, okay, in that case you cannot perform the action. Suppose let's take example. So this is your alert now. This is your alert. If you want to click on logout, if you want to open any link, it is not possible until you click on OK. You cannot click on your browser. Okay, sometimes we get those kind of pop-ups. Sometimes you need to scroll the browser. So if you want to scroll the browser, If you want to click on this arrow, you need to inspect this arrow, right? First, you need to identify this arrow. Okay, but if you're trying to identify this arrow, it is not locating. Okay, up to this border only it is giving the access. You are unable to inspect this scroll bar or some other things.
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes when you click on browser, it opens a new tab. Okay, it opens a new tab sometimes. Suppose new tab. Suppose if it is opening a new tab, when you click on mark patient disease, okay, or if it is opening a new window like this, when you click on that link, if it opens a new window, how you can handle? Okay, when you get alerts, how you can handle? If you want to scroll your browser, sometimes we cannot perform some actions directly. It won't allow you to do the actions. Okay, in that case, how I can perform the action? Okay, how to scroll this and how to handle multiple tabs and how to handle multiple windows. We have different windows, right? Two Chrome windows. How to handle different windows? So for that we have different concepts. So today I'm going to explain those. Okay. So now first we handle the alerts. Okay. First we handle the alerts. Okay. So basically you can use the JavaScript to perform any action in your browser. Okay. To perform any action in your browser, you can use the JavaScript. Suppose if I want to click on this add patient visit, okay, it is under div. Inside that you have add patient visit. Okay, it is having some reference href. Okay, it has some id, create retrospective visit. Okay, using which you can directly use the JavaScript like document means this entire body, HTML body. Okay, you can specify with body also. Document body dot inside the body get element by id. Okay, so you can use directly document instead of using body. Get element by id. That id you can pass here. Okay, so it is giving that element. If you want to perform action, yes, you can perform click action. If you perform click, it will click on the add patient visit, add past visitor. Okay, add past visit. Enter. See, when I click that, it is open that pop-up. It is clicked on that past visit. Okay, so here you have a start date. Okay, it has label and also class required. Label and class. Okay, you can use one more notation. Instead of using JavaScript, you can also use jQuery. Okay, jQuery is one of the library. So dollar is representing some location. Which location? Span. It is a label. Label dot required. Label dot required dot length. We have two elements. Okay, so here if you observe, this label has class as required. To represent the class, we have a dot. Okay, you have a dot required. So you have two labels with required class. I want to change the background color, or if I want to get the label value. Okay, So you can use dot get off, or you can use EQ of 0. You enter EQ of 0, you are getting some label, required label. Okay, if you want to get that text, you have method, some text method or value method you can use. See, text it is printing, start date. It is printing the start date, right? So let me try to print the second label end date. Okay, you have two labels, start date and end date. If I want to change the background color, I can change it directly using JavaScript. Okay, so instead of getting the text dot css background hyphen color yellow. See, for end date, it is change the color. If you want to change the color of start date, green, it changes to green. So why I'm explaining these things is, okay, so basically using JavaScript, okay, you can perform any operation on a browser, not only clicking, not only fetching the data, okay, not only like performing the actions, not only generating the windows, you can also do all these things. Okay, but you require the JavaScript knowledge and jQuery knowledge to perform all this. Okay, but in some cases when you are unable to locate the element, okay, so generally how we are performing the actions on browser, we are taking the locator, I mean we are taking the element information. Okay, we are taking element information, and for that we are writing the paths, X path or CSS path, or if you have direct properties like ID, CSS name, I mean class name and a name. If it is a link test or partial link test, if it is a unique tag, we are using tag name. But here, if you don't have the option, for example, so window.alert, window.alert. Suppose some alert is generating. Okay, alert. Click OK. So if you want to click on OK, you need to inspect this. Okay, try to inspect this. Are you able to inspect it? No, you are not able to inspect it. Okay, then if you are unable to inspect it, how you will take the properties of a element? This window element, this pop-up is there, right? It is representing something. How will you handle it? How will you take the properties of this alert? It is not able to inspect it. So try to inspect by right clicking it. No, it is not giving the access. When I try to click on right click, it is not giving the access. Then how we will click on OK? How will you take the properties? Okay, for these alerts or these scroll bars, generally they will not assign any attributes or properties, and they will not use any tags, HTML tags. Okay, whenever you create the browser, whenever you use the HTML tag, by default these features comes. Okay, in this case, you cannot take the properties because there will be no element. Basically, if there is no element means there will be no properties. So in that case, you cannot use the Selenium methods, XPath or CSS, IDs, nothing will be helpful. So now, what is the solution? The solution is JavaScript. So using JavaScript, you can perform anything. Okay. So click OK. Using JavaScript, you can perform anything. You can click on alert. You can scroll the browser. Suppose if I want to scroll the browser, how I can scroll? Okay, so this is the browser you have. If you want to scroll it, how I can scroll? Okay, so we have window.scroll, window.scroll. Scroll. Okay, 0, 1000. See, it is scrolling. Did you observe here? It is scrolled to bottom. So let me scroll to top. See, it is scrolled to top. Okay, let me scroll to middle. It is scrolling to some middle. Okay, so let me put some 200. It is scrolling to middle. Okay, top, bottom, and middle. Okay, instead of hard coding the values, yeah, we can use document dot body dot scroll height. Scroll height is one method. Scroll height. It is scrolling to the bottom. Scroll top also we have. Scroll top. It is scroll to the top. Okay, scroll left. Suppose if we have a horizontal scroll, it is a vertical scroll, right? If we have horizontal scroll, to horizontally scroll, we have left. Scroll top like that, we have scroll left. And also scroll width, which means right side. Width. Generally, when you are trying to increase the size of some window. Okay, so like this, we will width will increase right side, right? So generally everyone do the right side width. Okay, no one will do like this in reverse order. Okay, so this is the JavaScript. Basically what I am explaining here, this is the JavaScript. Okay, so we are writing the code in a Java format. We are writing the code in a Java format. Then how I can use JavaScript inside the Java code? This is the JavaScript you have. This is the JavaScript you have. So how you can use the JavaScript inside the Java program? Yeah. So if you want to use the JavaScript, okay, so JavaScript, Selenium Java allows JavaScript also, not only Selenium Java. If you take any automation test tool, any tool, automation test tool, UI automation, okay, that is applicable for UI. UI automation test tool, if you take any tool, that UI automation tool will provide the option to use JavaScript. Definitely. Any tool, if you take any UI automation tool, if you take licensed tool or open source tool, it provides the option to use the JavaScript. Why it is providing the access? Because you can do anything with the JavaScript on a browser. You can do anything on a browser with the help of JavaScript. So that is the reason. So whenever like we use any tool, that tool itself provides the access to use the JavaScript. Suppose if the tool is unable to perform some actions, so you will have a option to use the JavaScript in the tool to perform the action. Okay, so similarly in Java, Selenium Java also, we have an option. So that is JavaScript executor. That is JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor. Okay, let me open one diagram so that you will get clarity. So this I already shown you, okay, earlier. Now just to, yeah. So here, if you observe, we have search context, WebDriver. Inside, for WebDriver, child class is a remote WebDriver, and also for WebDriver, JavaScript executor also a child interface. Take screenshot. We already using for taking the screenshots. Okay, so JavaScript executor interface. What is the use of JavaScript executor interface? Okay, here the JavaScript executor interface provides the option to use JavaScript in our Java program. Okay, how we can use? It is a child class of WebDriver. We already created the WebDriver object. Okay, we already created the WebDriver object. Okay, that we have initialized with the help of constructor. This is the driver we already created. Okay, driver. We already have the driver. This I want to use for my JavaScript executor interface. Okay, you have a JavaScript executor. Okay, this you need to import. Yes, should be captured, it seems. No, so let me do one thing. JavaScript executor. This is the class JS. So here generally you cannot create the object for the interface, right? So you have to assign the child class object. But child class object we already created, that we have assigned to the driver. That we have assigned to the driver, child class object. See, this is the child class object. With the constructor we assign to the WebDriver. Now, WebDriver is a parent class of JavaScript executor. Okay, suppose if you want to directly assign driver, even though it is a Chrome driver, that you already assigned to the WebDriver. Okay, so here the WebDriver is the parent class, the JavaScript executor is the child class. So in this case, you need to downcast the driver object. Downcasting. All these things we have discussed in the Java part. So now you can use JavaScript executor methods to execute the JavaScript. You have dot execute script. Execute script. Okay, here it is asking parameters. Okay, one is argument, one is executor. Okay, so what is this? And also you can use JavaScript executor class with one argument also. With two arguments you can use. With one argument also you can use. Both the ways you can use. So as of now I use this one. This I will explain later. Okay, let me comment it. JavaScript executor. Okay, using this JavaScript executor, execute script, you can execute the JavaScript. Suppose I want to generate a alert. For generating the alert, what is the code we are using here? What is the code we are using to generate the alert? Window.alert. This is the code, right? You can directly use this code here. So you can put single quotes because JavaScript accepts single quotes also to represent a string. Okay, if I execute this initially after launching the application, okay, in launch application, what we have? Do we have any logout? No, right? Okay, login logout is not there. Okay. Okay, now this is the like JavaScript executor. Okay, what I do is this I cut here. So before login to the application, I will generate the alert. Then what is the problem we get? Let's see. So this is the JavaScript executor. I want to generate an alert. After alert, how login is working or not? Let's see. Okay, so let me run it. So let me close this all. Are you able to follow what I'm explaining? Okay, so let me run it. So run as OpenMRS test. after launching the browser, after opening the test, before logging into application, so we will get the alert. But when we get the alert, whether it is working or not, let's observe. It maximizes the browser, then we will get the alert. See, alert is opened. Immediately it clicked on that. Okay. When it is trying to click on login, some trying to enter some values. Okay, that alert is closed. Okay, let me put some 5 seconds time after generating the alert. Thread.sleep. Some 5 seconds. 5000 means 5 seconds. Let me rerun. So the alert is generated and it is failed. Why it is failing? So here it is trying to set the username and password, but one alert is in between disturbing that functionality. Okay. So this alert it is asking to handle this alert. Okay. There is one alert is disturbing the execution. You have to handle it. Unhandled alert exception you are getting. Unhandled alert exception you are getting. Unexpected alert open. One alert is open that you have to handle it. Then how you will handle it? Okay, to handle the alerts. Okay, we have alert class. Alert. It is an interface basically. Alert. Okay, so here you can assign the alert. How you can assign the alert? Driver dot switch to dot alert. Okay, driver, inside the driver you can switch to the alert. Whatever the alert you are getting, you can switch to that alert. That alert if you want to dismiss or accept. So sometimes we get the alerts yes or no type of options it will give. Sometimes we will get only yes or only okay. Sometimes we get yes or no. Sometimes we get okay, just okay. Okay, so if you want to perform okay or yes, or if you want to click on no, we have different methods in the alert. Okay, sometimes we have to pass the text, then we have to accept. Some alerts it will ask to provide some text, then click on OK. Okay, if you want to do that, so we already alert object we have. Okay, using alert object, you can, if you want to accept that alert, if you want to click on OK, you can use the accept method. Okay, you can use dismiss also to cancel dismiss. Or if you want to set some text, okay, you can use send keys. You can set some text. After that, you can accept. So after send keys, again alert dot accept. Okay, so like this you can use the methods. So I want to accept this alert. After accepting, I want to log in. So now if you handle the alert like this, your execution will be smooth. It won't fail. Earlier it is failing, now it should not fail. See, alert is generated. It has to accept that alert. It has to click on OK. Then it has to log in. See, now it is working. So whenever we get the alerts, so we have to handle it. Okay. So register a patient is working. Here it will fail because we don't have the address option here. So in the earlier version of this application, we have the address also. Okay. Yeah. So here it will fail due to the no such element exception. See here, if you observe, no such element exception because address is not there. Okay. So what I do is, so I comment this register patient. Okay. So find patient I will do. Find patient. And also delete patient also I will comment. Just find patient only I will use. This entire scripting only find patient. Okay, let me rerun again. Okay, I need to explain one more thing so that see it is handle alert, then it is clicking on find patient. Okay, so what I want to do here, so here before finding the patient, okay, I want to scroll this browser. I want to scroll this browser. I want to scroll because sometimes you need to click on last or next operations. Sometimes you need to take the pages count or you need to verify how many entries are available in this page. You need to take this, but after taking you need to capture the screenshot. So whenever browser is like this, okay, even though it is not showing here, okay, it will work. It can capture that text and it will print it. But if you want to take the screenshot, what you have to do, you have to scroll it. As a proof, you need to capture this window, right? You should not capture like this. You need to scroll and capture this window. So this text should be visible on the screenshot. Okay, so now how I can scroll the browser? Okay, so for scrolling the browser, we already implemented the script. Okay, simply use js.execute script. Okay, after clicking on find patient, what you need to do is just scroll the browser. For scrolling the browser, we already implemented the script. So which script we implemented? Okay, I'm directly writing here because directly I'm writing here window dot scroll. Inside that x coordinate, xy coordinates we have to provide. Okay, if you take any like window, it will have xy coordinates. So x is 0. Okay, so y coordinate values I want to change. So document dot body dot scroll height. So what is the method? It's better to use here console window dot scroll. Inside the scroll, x coordinate 0 and y coordinate document dot body dot scroll to scroll height. Scroll height. This you can use as it is. Okay, after that, let me put some 5 seconds time for our observation. Okay, after that, I want to scroll to top. Scroll to top. Scrolling to top. What is the method we have to scroll to top? Scroll top or scroll to top? Scroll top. You can use this statement. Scroll top. Yeah. So now it will scroll to bottom. Then again it will scroll to top. Then it is trying to find the patient. Again it is failing because we don't have any patient record with the names on our B. Okay, so no problem. Even though it is fails, it is not a problem. But the concept is scrolling here. Okay, so let me run it again. Yeah, it is generated alert. It will accept that alert. Okay, after login, after clicking on find patient, it will scroll to bottom. Then it will scroll to, see, it is scroll to bottom now. Now again it will scroll to top. See, it is scrolled to top. Now it will search the record. See, if there is no record, it will fail. Okay, no matching records found. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, fine. It is fine. So sometimes we get a situation. Okay, like suppose, so your application is a dynamic, has a dynamic behavior. Okay, so this particular element sometimes is showing at the top here. Here it is showing on top of the table. It is showing. Sometimes it is showing at the bottom. Sometimes it is showing at the bottom, and sometimes it is showing at the top. Okay, it is changing dynamically. Okay, but when you are executing your like automation script, so wherever the text is available, okay, so that the text should be captured in the screenshot. Okay, so suppose if it is in the bottom, so you have to capture, scroll down and capture. If it is in the top, you have to scroll to top and capture. In that case, we should not hard code like this. Okay, we should not scroll to bottom, or should not do this scroll to top. Okay, we have one more option. Okay, we can scroll the browser to the required element. To the required element also we can scroll the browser. How we can do that? Okay, now it will move to top, right? So what I do is, so here, let me identify this text first. I will identify this as an element. Okay, this is my element. I want to scroll to this element. Okay, if it is available on the top, it has to scroll to the top. If it is available in the bottom, you have to scroll to the bottom. So first identify this element. How we can identify? Somebody suggest how we can identify this element.
By ID or
Okay, ID, patient search result table info. Okay, we have ID. We have two elements. Okay, it is ID means, okay, you can use ID equals to, if it is ID, if you are getting one, okay, we have element with ID, so we can use directly ID, right? Okay. So now this is the ID. So if you want to identify some element with ID, how you can identify? Driver dot find element by dot ID and ID value. So this is my ID value. You have this element. So now what you want to do? This is a web element. Finally, what it is? If you observe find element, it returns the web element. Element So what is this element? Total records text. Okay, import the web element. So this is our element. So you want to scroll the browser, okay, wherever this text is available. Okay, this has a dynamic behavior. Sometimes it is showing in the bottom, sometimes it is showing in the top. But what you have to do is you have to scroll to the particular element and you have to capture the screenshot. So in that case, we can use two arguments here. Two arguments. Okay, first argument is we have arguments. Okay, so you can pass multiple arguments of 0 dot. We have one method, scroll into view. Scroll into view. You can pass true or without true also it works. This argument, what is this argument? The element which you are trying to do, that is your argument. Okay, so let me take the syntax from Google. Okay, so I think it is correct only, but let me take the syntax from Google. Okay, if you get any doubts, okay, you can take the help from Google. Okay, so everything you cannot remember by your own. Okay, so let me copy this as it is. Just paste here. Okay, now after 5 seconds, it will scroll to the bottom. Okay, even though I use scroll bottom, even though I use or don't use, it will scroll to the bottom to this element. Okay, so let me rerun it. So it has to handle the alert. After login, after clicking on find patient, it has to scroll to that element. Okay, so whatever the element we specified, see, so I didn't use any scroll over here. Okay, I used the JavaScript to particular scroll to element. Okay, I hope you have observed the execution. Okay, so you can use scroll to method if you want to scroll to a particular element. Sometimes if the element, if you are trying to click some operation, okay, if you are trying to click some drop down value, if it is not visible in the list, you will get a click intercepted exception. Okay, so before clicking it, so you can scroll to that element and you can perform the click operation. Okay, you can capture the screenshot, you can perform the action also. Okay, this is the use of JavaScript executor, and we can use alert class to handle the alerts. Okay, now we have actions. Okay, suppose you are already setting the sonal B. Okay, so let's remove it now. So here let me take some other name. So Melati, Sanjaya, Khairi, some names are there. Okay, let me take some meaningful name. Malvin Sagara. Okay, inspect it. So if sonal name is not available, what I want to do is I want to clear that. I want to clear that, and I want to switch with this name, Malvin Sagara. Okay, so when I'm passing the sonal B, there is no text, right? There is no text. There is no record on sonal name. I want to clear this. I want to clear this. And I want to put this text. Okay, this is our scenario. How we can handle it. So first, after setting the sonal, what I have to do? First, I need to verify this record is available or not. So here we are getting assertion as false. Here it is passing false, returning false. In this case, it is returning false. Okay, no such element exception, or are we getting exception, or we are getting assertion error? We are getting assertion error. Assertion error we are getting here. Okay, when I use find patient dot verify patient switch table columns, here I'm getting error. So here what I do is, if I will put the if condition. If I get the record as true, okay, put these assertions, or clear the switch box. Clear the switch box. Switch patient record you have, right? I need to clear that switch box. Okay, this is patient switch element that I need to clear, and I need to set the new value. How I can do that? Okay, patient switch element. So now here find patient dot patient switch element. So let me go to this find patient fetch find switch element. This is right. So let me make it as public. See, this is variable only. Okay, if you want to access into other package or other class, what you have to do, make it as public. Or patient table switch results headers. Okay, so as of now we require patient switch element. Okay, go back to your test where it is. So our test is yeah. So am I getting yeah dot clear? You can use clear to clear that field. Then what you can do? You can call switch record with new name, and you can put the assertions like name and what is his gender, male. You can put M. Okay, so now if it is not available, it clears the switch field. Okay, then it will set the new value and it will verify it. Okay, if clear is working, then it's fine. If it is not working, then how to work with that we will see. Okay, we have one more method, clear. If you want to clear the screen, I mean clear the field. So let me run it again. So if we are getting no such element exception, in that case, we have to handle it in a different way. But let's see. It is go to bottom, then it will set the text. Sonal B. Okay, so we are doing that scroll to bottom, top also I have enabled. See, now it has set the Malvin Sagar, it has cleared. Okay, it has cleared and it is verified. That is fine. Okay, it is cleared and it is passed the execution. So now if I don't use the clear, what happens? Let's see. If I'm not using any clear now, but what happens? See, okay, the situation you have to understand. So based on the situation, so you have to respond. I mean, you have to implement your script. Okay, so here, if I don't use the clear, see, so if you don't use the clear, so with the existing value, it is pasting the new value, right? With the existing value, it is pasting the new value. It has to clear this text field and it has to put the new one. So sometimes what happens is, so now when I use clear, okay, it is clearing this field. It is clearing this field. Sometimes, okay, even though you clear, this will be reversed. Okay, if it is a mandatory input box, sometimes if you remove it, again it will be get the same value and it replaces in the field. Okay, in that case, even the use clear, it won't work. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to remove this sonal B from this text field. Okay, so if you want to remove the text, generally how you will remove? So here you will click here, you will put the backspace or you will select and you will select and you will delete the text. Then you will replace the new text. Okay, so here you are performing multiple actions. Okay, what you are doing, first one you are clicking here, then control A you are performing, then you are performing the delete, then you are setting the new text, right? So if you want to perform multiple actions at a time, we have actions class. Okay, we have actions class to perform multiple actions at a time. Okay, actions class. So new actions. Okay, so you need to import this from Selenium packages. New actions. So you need to pass the driver instance to this actions object. Okay, after passing the driver instance, what you have to do, you can use the actions methods. First, for the first action we have to do is we need to move to this element first. Okay, so which element? So move to is the method to move to the element. Okay, which element? So that is clear. For clear, you are using, right, patient H element. Okay, after that, okay, in the patient H element, so patient H element you cannot directly access. You can use its object. After that, you need to click on that field first. You need to click on that field. Okay, dot click. You can pass that field name. Okay, after clicking that, what you are performing? You are performing the control A. Control A. Okay, to perform control A, we have send keys methods. Send keys. Okay, here you need to pass the keys. Control A. Okay, to pass the keys, we have one method, one class. That is, we have class. Class name is, what is that class? Let me check once in Google. I'm unable to recollect.
Keys.
Yeah, keys. Yes, keys is the class. Yes, keys. Okay, keys is the class. Key or keys. So keys, I think so. Yeah, keys. It is available in Selenium. Keys. Dot. Okay. We need to press the control plus A. Control. So to use the control, we should have one keyword like this. Control. Control. Plus we are doing A. Okay. You can simply put in double quotes. A. Control plus A. Okay. So let me split these actions. Okay. Instead of writing into a single line, we can also write like this, right? Okay, after control A, what I have to do? Dot. Again, I have to press delete. Send keys. Send keys. Okay, do not to type. Again, keys dot delete. Okay, these are the actions you have to perform. Okay, what you have to do is these actions you have to build dot build. First, you have to build. Okay, so this build, if you want, you can assign to action class. We have one more class that is action. Like actions, you are performing the all actions. You are building as a single action now, so that you can assign to action class, and using action class you can perform that action. You can perform that action. Okay, or you can simply do like this also. Instead of storing into some other, you can simply use perform also, because this build is returning the action. Okay, you can directly perform or you can take the action class. Both works. Okay, for understanding purpose, I'm explaining both. Then you need to perform. So after perform, this will be deleted. It will be freshly replaced. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so let me check the syntax is correct or not. Okay, control A. So how to pass control plus A in Selenium send keys actions. Control plus A, how to pass it. Control C, control A. Okay, so we will generally use, right, in our day-to-day work. Okay, so here we need to pass like this. Control A. Okay, so here I'm putting plus A. I think we need to use like this. Control A. Okay. Yeah, some card also we have to use. Okay, let me check. Control A. some keys dot control, that is fine. Keys dot control. No. We have keys dot card. Okay, so here we can use card also, but let's see if it not working, then we will use other method. Okay, let me run it. So it has to set the sonal B, then it has to clear, then it has to set the new value. But let's see. But still it is not clearing. Okay, that method is not working now. So what I do is Control plus A we have to do. So here let's go to Google part. We have card option. Control A, Control A. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Please be online. Okay, so we have different types of coding available. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this format. Actions dot key down control A, send keys A, again release key up, then perform. Okay, so let me use this. So now go to here. So here I need to perform this action. After moving to the action, then clicking here, then I have to use this. You can also use like this. Okay, so let me comment the above one. So here we are directly performing the action. Okay, you can use build also. And you can perform the action. Okay, so let me rerun. Let me rerun the code. It should work. Otherwise, we have so many alternates. Okay, we can use card option. Okay, using card also we can do that. Okay, so it should work. Otherwise, so we'll discuss that tomorrow. So let's see if it works, then fine. Okay, otherwise we'll discuss tomorrow. Like we have other topics as well. So tomorrow we will discuss. Yeah, see, now it is working, right? So like this, we can use the actions. Okay. Yeah, so let me stop recording. Okay, so it's enough for today. So tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining